let me take you on a tour of my personal library, a room tour, if you will, which is a request that I often get and is something I've had to constantly update on my other platforms because it's consistently taking on new forms as I add books and Legos and other knickknacks and therefore need more bookshelves in a continual cycle. That's probably because I have massive book hauls like the one I just talked about recently, and my book collection, which I just counted before prepping this, is nearing 1,000 books. I'm about a dozen short. Thinking of where that was a couple years ago to now is honestly astonishing. I mean, I sit on my bed because my library and where I shoot my videos is in fact the master bedroom, but I sit right over there and I love just scanning my room and looking at all the book spines and covers. And not only am I supremely grateful in those moments, but it's also calming and motivating for a number of reasons. Like, I really get lost in thought, looking along the walls and thinking about the books that I've read or want to read. It's also the physical manifestation of the work that I've put into this since I started doing book content back in October of 2023, which led me to going full time within just a year. And speaking to the motivating part, the bedroom TV is swarmed by books. You'll see what I mean. So even when I veg out on some TV, I often get distracted by the books surrounding the setup, and it gets me excited to go pick one up and have a go at it. Now, I don't have a fast and ready solution to the limitations on the mic cord here. So I'm going to start with the voiceover. And as I scan from the west wall to the east wall and it gets in range, I might pop back on camera. We'll see how that works as I'm shooting it and doing it. But this is another where I don't have bullet points or a script to work off of. I'm just going to describe the shelves and what they contain and the reasoning behind their organization or lack thereof. And after that scan, I'll give some wide view shots of how it all looks tied together, which is going to be a little tough because I have literally taken over the front half of this room with this stuff. But either way, I appreciate y'all hanging out for this one. And if you're enjoying the content, you know the drill: likes, subs, ringing the bell, checking out the Sickos bindery, all of that stuff is massively appreciated, as always. Anyway, let's put the fries in the bag. We're going to start on the west wall over there, where I've got an ancient Roman history section to rival any bookstore that I've been to for sure. So let's kick it over there. Never mind the sign there. That's for the wife. But look at this beauty of a section. Over 50 ancient Roman history books. Now, I've ordered these by period before. Like, you'd get the formation of Rome with the early kings first, and then you get the Republic period and all the wars, followed by the Empire and fall. But I think I'm out on that. So I've gone to doing it all alphabetically, which I like better because with the other way, there's just so much bleed through and ultimate orders from book to book that you could have for things. The only thing I think that's missing from here is more ancient sources, which I've been slowly restocking, but you can get so many of them free online to use for cross-referencing, so it's not super urgent. Either way, that's the collection of ancient Roman history. I've actually read most of these, which is way more than I've read on any other topic, so it is well deserving of its own spot. When you have this many books, you have to get creative with the space a little bit, so you're going to see a lot of hanging shelves. This one is over the door frame, and this starts with French history before devolving into random stuff, mostly scattered over European topics. Below that is my runoff of American history in no order at all. Basically anything that will fit that doesn't go on the main bookshelf, which you're going to see later. Now we're getting into the main wall. This shelf on the left is drilled into the wall, so it's another hanger. Up top is the Lego Himeji Castle, and below that you get into my babies, the manga box sets. Let me say it correctly and show some respect. The manga box set, starting with the iconic Akira 35th Anniversary Edition. I've got a full review up for that series, by the way. I've also read the entire original Tokyo Ghoul set, and I need to get to the next one after I wrap up some more Death Note and Berserk. And then on the bottom here, you've got some loose ones like Berserk and Death Note under that. So I'm really loving adding manga to the rotation lately. It just allows me to be the ultimate mood reader. So there's so much to discover there for me. And let's zoom this puppy out and go up top. These two big stretches are all fantasy. Now, of course, you have to have the Joe Abercrombie Shrine. I'm curious if any of you have a shrine for an author like this, or if it's just like a weird and obsessive thing that I'm doing. It's probably fine. I'm not going to think about it too much. Hail Lord Grimdark. Anyway, running all along over top of that is my fantasy collection. Let me know if you're different, but this is another where I just prefer doing it alphabetically. And yeah, my passion for fantasy was reignited by my discovery of Joe Abercrombie back in 2023. And I just went full in on the genre. And in a way, I will be sad when this fills out more because fantasy books have such beautiful covers, and it means that I won't be able to face out so many of them. But for now, this looks like gorgeous to me. I love this. Now, do you see what I was talking about with the swarm of books surrounding the TV? Like, how can you resist eyeball browsing these shelves when you're just sitting there watching TV? I certainly can. Also, this is great because I convinced my wife into getting a bigger TV so it could better fill the space between the shelves. Like, this thing is snug as a bug in a glove between these shelves. And let's scroll down here. The top and bottom shelf of this entertainment center is all book mail, either from people in the community or from publishers. On top is fiction genres. On the bottom is nonfiction genres. And then you've got the Lego Pyramid of Giza, the Lego typewriter. So as you can see, we're doing everything we can to make every piece of furniture in this room. We want to make sure that it has the ability to store and display books. Even the bed, which I'm not going to show, we have a space for that as well. Moving to the right-hand side now, you're getting into sci-fi, not organized by anything. If it fits, it gets. And then you've got a shelf dedicated to historical fiction and some random fiction genre spillover under that. Plus this Song of Ice and Fire, that he's got that Bible feel to him, just because I don't know where else to put that thing. Okay, this corner over here is pretty chaotic. And this is where the magic happens, because my wife would contest that it happens anywhere else. You got the dual monitor set up here. My wife made these awesome Tokyo Ghoul coasters that are badass. The whiteboard with my constantly changing TBR. You've got the map of Rome 107 AD. If you search that, it should come right up for you. I love the silver globe and the chessboard from medieval times. My wife got that for me as well, and that is being held up by Gibbon. As far as the books up top go, you go from Pontus to Egypt to Asia and India and some other things. No order to any of these. I just group them and poop them. In the small corner up top there, you have random topics like prehistory and plagues and poison and salt and whatnot. Under that is indigenous and Latin America. Under that is a range of social books, including my favorite author, at least in this genre, Hunter S. Thompson, who I wish was alive to cover politics today, because at least I would get a chuckle out of it. To the right, you've got African history. Top right is Mesopotamia. Japanese history is under that. I am constantly swapping these in and out and would like to have a better system for it, but what are you going to do? Okay, main bookshelf time on top is my prized possession, the Lego Coliseum. My beautiful wife put a lot of hours into putting this one together. Hanging there is a handcrafted fishing hook that I got in Hawaii on a vacation one year. On this second shelf, you've got Alpha, Greek and Macedonian history, ending with Cyrus to Alexander, which is actually Persian history, but the transition makes sense, sort of. And also it's really heavy, and I don't want to put it on a hanging shelf because that sucker was expensive and I don't want to damage it. Seriously, that thing runs like $150. Under that is the history of England with the Lego architecture thingy of London, also alphabetical on this shelf. There's also these resin bookmarks that you might be seeing. These are from my wife's Etsy shop. She makes all of them herself, and they're awesome, along with those Tokyo Ghoul coasters. Link is in the description, in the bio, all that good stuff. Fourth shelf is the main American history shelf. You've also got the Lego Nintendo. The TV that comes with that is out in the living room with some other Super Mario Lego stuff that we have. But this thing is cool as hell. And the bottom here reveals my F1 Ferrari fandom. And for the books, you've got German and Russian and Soviet history, plus some books that are like a cross section of those. And then on the right, this is just a couple of runoff bookshelves. Essentially anything that fits goes there, and it's all pretty random genres that are quasi-organized. Plus, you may have noticed a bunch of Blanky Box stuff around the room. I get all the duplicates from the Wii Emperor Augustus, so we had to rep those on the shelves. Oh yeah, we love the Powerpuff Girls in this house, so they're sitting on these two stack of series there, and you may have seen them in a couple of other places. Oh, one more place under the desk here. Big coffee table books and some Viking history. And I will let you in on my snack obsession as well, which is a giant bag of high chews that I munch on whenever I'm reading or working on the computer. I got those hidden in this ultra fancy bag and this obviously like high tech box here that I use to put my mic on. And here's the promised wide shot. Again, I think this is stunning. I am obsessed with it. It's like having my own personal bookshop, and I'm always browsing and rearranging things. Very proud of this collection. So yeah, soak all of that in. I'm trying to get the best angle I can. It's hard in a small room to get everything into the shots. But I think that is gonna do it for the tour of my personal library. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today, and I will see you on the next one.